hits of the 90s and 2K. Today, 103.5. K-Light. Satisfy your nerd cravings for the latest on gadgets, social media, and the internet. Tech Talk on 103.5. K-Light.
I am so excited to do this again. We didn't have a guest the past week, but now we do, and we have 3 of them. So I'm so excited to introduce to you our very special guests this afternoon, you guys. If you just tuned in, welcome to the show, and this is Tech Talk with very special people from Kratos Res Inc. So let me introduce them one by one. The operations head, we have Mr. Jose Rommel C. Orillaza. Hello, sir. Happy Friday.
Having us here today.
Yes, of course, we're so excited to have you here. Parang mga 3 linggo na kami nag-aabang.
Oo nga eh.
And also, we have the business development head. We have Mr. Christian Hamolod.
Hello, thanks for having us here, JP.
Yes, thank you for being here too on a Friday. So, baka may mga lakad kayo. Mamaya pa natin pag-usapan yan. And the trading manager also from Kratos Res Inc. We have Mr. John Carlo Reynante.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. I'll just call you Sir JK.
Yes, yeah.
And Sir Ian, Sir Rommel.
He's a trading manager.
Trading manager, yes. So let's talk about Kratos, of course. Dahil maraming mga nag-comment na when we posted on Facebook. Can you share with our listeners a brief introduction about Kratos Res Inc?
Yeah. Hi to the K-Light listeners out there. Kratos Res is a retail electricity supplier authorized and licensed by the Energy Regulatory Commission or ERC to market, to sell, or to aggregate electricity demand of the so-called contestable customers. It got its license from the ERC way back in 2012. It was also accredited by the ERC as a retail aggregator early last year. And also, it was accredited as a Green Energy Option Program supplier by the Department of Energy early this year. I think I have to explain some of the terminologies.
Yes, sir. Actually, ako nga yung parang unang magtatanong. Kasi for those who are listening in the cars na medyo familiar pero hindi masyado with the terms that you mentioned, can you tell us about the contestable customers? Ano ibig sabihin nun, sir?
Yeah. Before the implementation of the so-called retail competition and open access or yung ARCOA, ang tawag sa lahat ng customers, ng electricity users ay captive customers. So, captive sila ng mga distribution utilities like Meralco. Now, upon the implementation ng ARCOA, nagkaroon ng additional type of customers and they are called contestable customers. So, who are the contestable customers? They are the customers who has at least a monthly demand of 500 kilowatts usage in their electricity. So yung 500 kilowatts is like the size of a typical all-home branch.
Ganun kalaki, sir.
Yes.
Ang kaya niya.
Oo. Ang ang energy consumption niyan on a monthly basis is about 180,000 kilowatt hours to 250,000 kilowatt hours. So, ang monthly bill niya nagre-range din ng about 1.5 million to 2.5 million pesos per month.
Mas maganda nga, sir, na-explain mo na. So, yun yung difference nung captive at saka yung contestable customers.
Yes.
Alright, how about the retail aggregator na term? What does that really mean?
Yun. Yung retail aggregator is another personality ng Kratos Res. So, dati, you are allowed or authorized to sell to a single facility. Let's say, this building, Star Mall Show, this is a contestable customer. In fact, this is a customer now of Kratos Res.
Perfect example.
Yes. So, meron naman ng mga end users na ang consumption is below 500 kilowatts. Let's say, mga type ng all-day branches, di ba? At saka yung mga residential customers. So, when you aggregate these customers and treat them as a single customer and the aggregated demand becomes at least 500 kilowatts, they will become also now a potential customer of Kratos.
I see. Yung naman, sir, very interesting, the Green Energy Option Program.
Yeah. This is one of the programs being exposed by the government through the Department of Energy in response to the Paris Accord signed by the Republic of the Philippines. So the government of the Philippines has a target of 35% renewable energy mix in the energy supply in the Philippines by 2030 and 50% of energy mix of 50% by 2040. So the government is now allowing these customers, especially the contestable customers, to have an option of having 100% renewable energy supplied to them from Kratos, for example. So it's a mix of technologies like you have solar, wind, geothermal, hydro.
Very
Those-
interesting.
Yeah.
Ang dami na palang sir, parang plano dun sa, kagaya ng sinabi nyo, yung progress na ini-aim natin. So, 25% by 2030.
35%.
And then 50%.
35% by 2030.
Yes. And then 50% by 2040.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Very interesting. And how about the products, sir, that you offer for B2B and B2C? What are the products and services of Kratos?
So, as I mentioned earlier, those electricity end users who has a peak demand of at least 500 kilowatts can now choose Kratos as their supplier of electricity, replacing their current supplier, which is their distribution utility like Meralco. They are now given the freedom of choice and the power to negotiate in terms of how much their cost of electricity will be. It is simply a sale of electricity, So the distribution infrastructure like the poles and the wires still remains with the distribution utility.
It's good that you mentioned that. So, yung mga nakikinig ngayon na interesado doon, hindi na nila kailangan problemahin yun, sir, na naku, baka kailangan magtayo ng mga bagong poste dito or whatever na makakaharang pa, di ba, sa subdivision natin. Wala nang ganun.
Wala. It's a seamless switching. Actually, pag nag-switch ka, ang worry ng iba dyan, so magba-brown out muna ako kasi lilipat ako.
Yes, because parang may transition,
yeah,
right?
Seamless yun. Yung pag-switch mo, automatic yung continuous supply ng electricity. Like when we switch these malls from Meralco to Kratos, hindi naman sila nag-brown out kahit 1 second. It's a seamless switching process.
So, nothing to worry about.
Yeah, nothing.
But this retail aggregation is still ongoing, right, sir?
Yes. We are just waiting for the final draft of the rules from the Energy Regulatory Commission, and we're expecting it to be completed within the year. And hopefully we can already start the full implementation before the year ends or early next year.
All right. So, yes, sir. Yeah.
JB, to add from what Sir Teng mentioned, we are not confined within the captive market of Meralco. We can actually get customers outside the Meralco franchise. Mostly grid-connected areas in Luzon and Visayas, we can already serve. As an example nga, like the Vista Malls, most of the Vista Malls are contestable customers, and those are clients of Kratos already. And we are constantly in communication with contestable customers all over Luzon and Visayas. In Mindanao, it's not yet grid-connected, but soon we can also serve customers in Mindanao area.
Yung customers na to, sir, pwede siyang combination of business and residential.
Yes.
Diba? Na hindi lang basta pag business lang,
No.
residential, solely residential.
As long as they are located in one contiguous area and their aggregated demand is at least 500 kilowatts. That's the only two requirements there.
Yun lang ang tatandaan nyo, guys.
Yeah, yun lang. Dalawa lang.
Madaling-madali lang. Simpleng-simple lang siya. So, what makes Kratos Res a cut above the rest?
To answer that, DJ, Kratos is part of the PAVI conglomerate. So being part of the conglomerate, it benefits from having affiliates wherein we foster our cooperation with each other in order to provide better service to our clients. So one of our affiliates, I think nag-guest na rin sila dito a few weeks ago, Pavi Green.
Yes, they were here.
Yes, so they provide renewable energy to Kratos. So we can serve those clients which require or those who want sustainable sources of energy. But aside from that, we also partner with numerous generation companies, and they provide us energy from different sources and different technologies, either from renewable, so like solar, wind, hydro, and geothermal, and conventional energy options like natural gas and thermal. Also, aside from providing cost-effective and sustainable energy sources, Kratos also provides value-added services to its clients. So this may include energy audit, energy management systems, technical advisory, among others.
Sir JK, you mentioned energy audit. When Pavi Green was here, they also talked about that. But it's a very interesting topic kasi pwede pala yung ganon na konsepto. Can you explain that again for those who are hearing about it for the first time?
Yes, so energy audit, basically, we will study your energy consumption. Hahanapin natin saan yung mga inefficient parts. For example, we will study yung mga air conditioning ninyo, kung meron na ba tayong dapat palitan na sa parts or dapat pa palitan totally yung air conditioning, ano yung time of operation na optimal, so mga ganun, and then we will implement it para mag-produce ng savings sa facility ninyo.
Ang daming mga value-added services na ino-offer niyo rin, no? But Sir Rommel, can we go back to the name Kratos or Kratos? Saan nga ba nanggaling yun? Very familiar siya.
Yeah, thank you for asking. Actually, that's the usual question posed to us every time we have a discussion with a potential customers or even some energy stakeholders. Kratos is from Greek mythology na God of strength or parang sa amin, God of power.
Ah, perfect.
As I know it also, alam ko, character din siya doon sa God of War na game.
The mobile game.
Yeah.
So it sticks true to its name. Where are you operating? Where are your operation sites in the country?
Right now, kasi yung retail market is only applicable to Luzon and Visayas on-grid participants. So meaning, yung mga connected sa Luzon mainland and sa Visayas major islands, particularly yung Negros, Panay, Cebu, Bohol, and Leyte. But soon, once ma-implement na rin yung retail market sa Mindanao, we can also cater yung customers sa Mindanao. And majority nga nung customers namin right now is industrial, manufacturing, commercial sectors. But as mentioned earlier by Sir Rommel, once the retail aggregation program is already implemented, we can also cater dun sa residential sector. Again.
So that's definitely in the pipeline. There are
Yes.
exciting times ahead for those who are looking forward to it, especially dun sa mga far-flung areas, right? In the Visayas and Mindanao regions.
Yeah. Speaking of the far-flung areas, dito sa Arcoa o retail market, hindi pa kasama yung mga tinatawag naming nasa off-grid areas. Yung mga small islands like in Luzon, although in general yung Luzon covered na siya ng Arcoa, yung places like Palawan and Mindoro, hindi pa siya connected sa main grid. Meron pa lang na program ng government through the NGCP to connect them to the main grid. Pero right now, part pa sila ng off-grid areas, hindi pa sila kasama dito sa Arcoa. Sa sa case ng Visayas, meron din diyan mga small islands like Siquijor, island province of Siquijor, and some parts of Cebu like yung Camotes Islands, ganyan.
So
we're
in the
hoping soon
future,
that they will be connected.
Masaservice na natin
Yeah.
yan in the future.
And by the way, Mindanao is already connected to the Visayas grid. Dati kasi may separate grid yung Mindanao. Ngayon, interconnected na sila through yung tinatawag na MBIP project, yung Mindanao Visayas Interconnection Project. So, yung supply ng electricity from Mindanao can now be transferred to Visayas and vice versa.
Don't you just love technology and
Yeah.
communities working together? So now all of these are possible. What are the other upcoming projects of Kratos?
We are aligned with the Department of Energy in implementing rules and regulations regarding contestable customers, JB. There's a big opportunity in reaching out to those contestable customers by educating them first and foremost that they actually have a choice on what type of electricity supplier. Kasi before nasanay tayo, taga saan ka ba, JB? If you're
Mandaluyong lang, sir.
so, Meralco ka, ang tubig mo.
Labas, loob.
Nasa labas po, sir. Minsan nasa loob ng booth. Pero madalas nasa labas.
So, captive ka, Meralco ka, tubig mo, Maynilad, diba? So, but with the recent developments in contestable nga customers, we can actually choose, and this is being rolled out all over the country. Most of Luzon and Visayas already.
You had me at choice, sir. Kasi parang mas maganda palagi pag mayroon kang ibang choice, 'di ba?
Always.
Hindi ka binibigyan ng isa lang tapos parang forced ka, wala kang choice.
Yes,
'Di ba?
yes. Of course, choice, and second na rin dito yung cost savings, of course. Because the rates that we offer are really lower. No? Aside from the rates, you can also help with the renewable energy efforts of the country and the world. By 2035, we are aiming,
2030,
we're trying to achieve a 35% renewable energy mix. No? And by 2050, it's going to be 50% renewable energy mix. So by having the choice, no, JB, you can actually choose by choosing a supplier that supplies you renewable energy through solar, wind, or hydro or geothermal.
Yes, and I think at the end of the day, it's best to have that option to also help the earth that we live in,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
Hindi lang as a consumer of electricity, but you're also contributing back
Yeah.
to
That's
the
correct.
environment.
That's correct. A lot of mother companies, no, global companies, subsidiary companies na local sa Philippines, they mandate them to shift to renewable energy already. That's why there's really a big opportunity to switching, no, to Kratos Res.
Sir Ian, you mentioned something about being cost efficient or lower costs. So pagdating sa ganyan, kasi 500 kilowatts kanina ina-explain ni Sir Rommel, para ang laki pag inisip mo, di ba? Ang billing nito is individual. Can you explain more about that?
Yeah, yung sa retail aggregation, di ba? So, the customers may wonder, sama-sama kami. So, paano ba yan? Isang billing lang ba yan? Tapos hati-hati
Di ba,
kami.
sir? Para mabuo mo yung 500 kilowatts.
No, worry-free pa rin to. So, you will be treated as a single customer, ano? Pero you will be billed individually. Just like how your distribution utilities billing you. So, sabihin natin, ano kayo? In this case nga, sa retail aggregation of residential customers, ano, to reach 500 kilowatts, that will be about 250 units. 250 condominium units or 250 subdivision units. Sabihin natin lang, just to cite an example, meron dalawang hindi nagbayad. Oo. Yung dalawang yun lang naman ang mapuputulan ng kuryente.
Hindi
Yung the rest
maapektuhan
hindi.
lahat.
Oo.
Okay.
Even they have a single contract. Oo.
Alright.
So, ganun din. So, worry-free yung
Worry-free and seamless
Yes,
transition.
yes. Yeah.
So it's just one contract. For example, I live in a subdivision. Kung ano yung subdivision namin, association, di ba? Sila ang makikipag-usap to close that contract. And then we will be billed separately.
Nakalis lang yung participants. Halimbawa, sa isang subdivisions, 500 kayo. Sabi nung 250, sige, sama kami. Yung 250 naman na balance, ayaw nila. Okay lang. Kasi yung 250 is sufficient enough to switch. Hindi kailangan lahat. Hindi required.
Yeah.
Yun ang kagandahan nun.
It's part of free.
Kaya nga kung may umalis, di ba? Halimbawa, 250 kayo, nag-start tayo 250. Biglang may naputulan na dalawa. Di kulang na kayo, di ba? 248. Pwede pa rin yun.
Pwede pa rin, sir.
Pwede pa rin. Tuloy lang
Okay.
yun. Basta na-switch na kayo, continue na yun.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Basta nga, sabi ko sa'yo, worry-free yung
Yeah. Oo, parang sold na ako, sir. So aside from the things that you've already mentioned, what are the other benefits of switching to Res?
Yeah, you have mentioned already, di ba?
I mentioned kanina,
the
cost
choice.
savings and the option nga of choosing your own supplier.
And then a greater scheme, di ba? You help save the environment, save the planet.
So yun yung
It's
mga...
like taking part in your, di ba?
Yeah.
A lot of companies now, they prefer renewable energy, clean energy. They'd rather, actually, they even spend more. Okay lang sa kanila yon. as long as it's renewable and clean.
Yes, because at the end of the day, you can still save more, right? And you have more output also as your contribution. So, as the operations head, sir, ano po yung mga insights nyo that you can impart to people and the consumers?
Yeah. What we are really offering here from Kratos to everyone, is consumer empowerment. We are giving them the freedom of choice. As we have said earlier, they can now choose between who will supply their electricity and also the power to negotiate. Kasi sa present ngayon, wala kang power to negotiate. Kung nabigay sa'yo na bill, babayaran mo lang. Ba't ang taas naman ngayon?
Correct.
Basta bayaran mo. Dito, kung negotiate muna tayo, kaya mo ba ganitong presyo? Diba? Sabihin ko kung hindi,
Pwede pala yun.
Oo, pwede, di ba?
Yes, we can
Doon
do
sa
that.
current mo yun, di ka ba pwedeng mag-negotiate? Basta bayaran mo kung anong binigay sa'yo. Di mo pwedeng sabihin sa kanya, next month ba pwedeng ganito naman? Hindi, di ba? Kasi predetermine na yun. So, our team here is helping the customers fulfill that aspiration. That is our mandate. And we are in an environment that is very dynamic and very innovative. We will grow together with the customers in achieving these aspirations as we journey in this regime. I would like to mention also siguro na I will borrow some words from the team song ng Association of Electric Cooperatives in the Philippines. They sat together in electric dreams. So we will be together in this electric dreams.
Electric dreams.
Very well said. I wish I could play that, but that song was already played earlier.
Yeah, I listened to that earlier.
Yeah, that was an instant request for you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here, Sir Rommel, Sir
Yeah,
JK,
thank you
Sir
also.
Ian.
Yeah.
We learned so much. Actually, may nagtanong sa Facebook pero nasagot nyo na. Si Mr. Carlo Caballero sabi niya, is retail aggregation feasible for residentials? Is the saving significant and what are the switching requirements? So, you can go back to this, right? Because we're on Facebook and on YouTube. But in case they want to get in touch, saan po sila pwedeng mag-message?
We have a website ng Kratos saka email address.
All right, so there you have it. Thank you, Carlo, for that question. Alam na natin na talagang nakatutok siya and very intent in listening. Is there anyone else you want to greet or people from your office who are tuned in you want to send shout-outs to?
Yeah, siguro I would like to greet yung aming beloved chairman, the hardworking Miss Cindy Habares. Yeah.
CJJ, hello.
Yes, hello, ma'am. And also, of course, to my beautiful and loving wife, Lizelle, and our four fantastic kids. Silang version namin ng Fantastic Four. 3 boys and 1 girl.
Okay.
Hello to them.
Thank you, Sir Ian. How about you?
Yeah, I would like to greet the people from the office who are listening right now. Actively teasing me on the chat box.
The Kratos team.
Kratos team.
Non-stop ba, sir? Hanggang
Pavi
ngayon,
Green
non-stop.
And Camcor, Sipcor. Hello. Want to greet Mario Mendoza, our construction head. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Sir
his
Mario.
birthday today. Yeah.
How about Sir JK?
Hello na lang sa mga fans ko dyan.
Ayan naman. Pa-fansign ka naman daw, sir. Thank you so much again for being here. We learned so much. And final question, since we're playing 90s, early 2000s, and some hits from today, ano yung pwede kong i-play sa inyo na kanta from the 90s or early 2000s?
This one of my favorite song from the local bands in the 90s, yung Narda.
Kamikaze.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that. Well, that's today's episode of Tech Talk. We'll be back with more information, of course, in the coming weeks. Keep it right here on 103.5 K-Light.